Hi everyone, it's me Jen from EmJustLikeYou, and today I have such an exciting video for you. I'm going to be sharing with you my ultimate holy grail favorite best foundation I have ever tried, and I am so happy to be sharing with you because I am in love. Like, if I could wear a foundation for the rest of my life, it would have to be this. It does everything that I want and more. So it is the new Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation. Not only am I holding up the liquid, but I'm also holding up the cream. So as you can see, not only is it just the liquid or just the cream, it's actually the whole entire collection of the Ultra HD Foundation. I absolutely love the liquid as much as I love the cream foundation. So it's a stick foundation. I refer to it as the cream because ultimately it is. So today I'm not only going to tell you how much I love these products, but I also am going to do a comparison so that you can figure out which one is going to be most suitable for your skin and the type of look that you're going for. So first off, I want to start out with the liquid. So as you guys know, I'm a big fan of the HD foundation based on the fact of the color range as well as the finish is nice, but I would never call it my holy grail, or I never really said it was my favorite foundation just because it was more of a go-to. You know it works, you know it won't cause any photography flashbacks. It lasts a good time. So it's like my go-to. When I have a client that I don't have a color that I feel like is suitable for them, I can always find it with the HD foundation. But there wasn't really a wow factor for me. But once I tried the Ultra HD one, I actually did see a wow factor. The wow factor that I saw was the fact that it's so much lighter, you can't feel it, it does not look like foundation, it literally just melts into the skin. What I also like about it is it's very long lasting, and I do have crevices around my mouth area, and a lot of foundations tend to accentuate it. This one, it doesn't. It kind of just lays and it just sits. Also, the other foundation, I noticed it oxidizes once it dries. I feel like it kind of dries up in certain areas and look a little darker. But with this Ultra HD one, I feel like it doesn't oxidize. It doesn't dry to a weird, dry, darker color. It kind of just stays there and it sets. The only thing about this foundation that I do have to say is that it sets pretty fast, so don't just kind of put it on your face and then blend it in. You kind of want to work in little sections because that's going to give you the best look. I heard from a lot of makeup artists that you're supposed to actually use this with a beauty blender, a sponge, or fingers to tap it in instead of actually using a buffing brush. And I definitely agree. Once you buff it, it kind of disturbs the formula and it doesn't stay on the skin as well. I find fingers is the best. I apply it with my fingers and tap it in certain areas where I need more coverage, and it does such a great job. The reason why I'm holding up two of them is because I love it so much, and I've never loved any foundation this much in order to get two different colors to find that perfect medium for me. So I bought that original color number 123, which I was in the HD foundation. It works great in the Ultra HD. It looks pretty similar in my opinion. But the only thing is I'm a little bit more yellow and light now that we're in the winter time. So I wanted something a little bit lighter. So I got the number 118. It fits me perfectly. But of course, I wanted something where if I needed to add a little bit of color, I could. So the 118 fits me perfectly for the winter time. It's great. Then the rest of the time I'm 123, so I kind of wanted to find those two mediums where I can mix or wear it by itself. I love it enough to buy two foundations. That is crazy. I've seen so many people are like, oh, I mix my foundations. I'm like, I don't have that kind of money, but because I love it that much, that's why. The finish of this foundation is it's more of a satin. It's not as matte as the HD one. Ultra HD, more satin, more skin-like. I haven't really tried it under 4K, the resolution that everyone's talking about, that this foundation would not be detectable. I haven't tried it because my camera only goes to 1080, but you know, in my opinion, when I go into the sunlight, it's really hard to detect the foundation, but my skin still looks great. The coverage, in my opinion, is more of a medium coverage, but I would definitely say this is great for those who have normal, dry, and oily skin, especially normal to oily skin. I think this is great. It isn't too drying, but it still looks like skin, but it won't leave you oily. I know a lot of people that have oily skin that have tried this, and they say they don't feel like they get extra oily or even oily, because it does help your skin look that great. Another thing is with this foundation, it is lacking a silicone kind of like coverage type of finish to it, where it kind of makes your skin smoother. So I do recommend a primer with this. But overall, I think this is a gorgeous foundation. It looks amazing in photos. It looks amazing in person, in the naked eye, into the sun, which is the harshest light, I feel like, to look more natural. So overall, longevity, oil, everything is in control. So I definitely recommend the liquid foundation. Now moving on to the cream foundation. This is the star of it all. The cream foundation is just absolutely amazing. It is my ultimate favorite. If I had to pick between the liquid and the cream, I would say the cream is my favorite because of what I look for. I look for a little bit more coverage when I am wearing a full-on foundation for a special event. And I like cream products just because I find that it buffs into the pores a little bit better. And my skin is more on the normal dry side, so it works for me. If you have oily skin, I would have to say you can only use this in areas that you're not oily, or you have to set it with powder. But because it is a cream product, the formula that they made it in, it has to have something that is emollient in order for it to stay packed enough to be in a stick formulation. So, of course, I'm not saying this is absolutely a no for those who have combination skin, but if you do have oily, please beware. This is so amazing that I think that is so much better than even the Tom Ford stick foundation. Yes, the formula for the Tom Ford one, I find it to be separated on my skin after a long day of work. And I also noticed that the Tom Ford one feels like foundation. I feel that creaminess on the face where it feels a little heavy. This buffs into nothing. I feel nothing on my face right now. I'm wearing it, and it just looks flawless. I love the dewiness that it gives, the healthiness that it gives, and of course, the color range. Once again, I think color is really important. Even how great the foundation is and it doesn't match you perfectly, it kind of defeats the purpose, right? For longevity wise, I find that these are great. I wear it all day. Even when I'm working, sweating, I feel like it still stays on pretty well. I probably will need to touch up with a little bit of powder just to help with the shininess, but I really like it for the winter time. I love my skin looking dewy and healthy. So with this one, my particular favorite way to apply it is to put it directly onto my fingers and applying it like this with my fingers. That's more of a natural look. If you want more coverage, what I did today is I use it directly onto the skin and then buffing it in with a synthetic brush. That gives you a little bit more coverage in my opinion, and it looks more airbrushed. But my ultimate is always my fingers. Once again, it just really gets into the pores and looks great. So, after all of that raving, I bought this all myself. Okay, you guys? Alright, so for the cream colors, I got the exact same colors, 123 and 118. It works perfectly, just like the liquid foundation. I didn't see any variation in the color. It didn't oxidize, it didn't change color. What I do want to warn you with the cream ones is when you first get it, the top part, it's going to look a lot darker. You just swipe that first layer on the top, and then after that, it's going to be fine. Most cream products does do that because it does oxidize over time. A little bit of the oil it secretes at the top, but once you start using it, it won't do that again unless you stop using it for a while. So don't be alarmed when you first open it and say, this doesn't look like the color that I tried on. So, color-wise, they both really translate from one formula to the next. The color, you don't have to kind of like scramble around trying to find the perfect color, because if you're a color in a liquid, you're going to be the same color in the foundation stick. Alright, so ultimately, which one do I think is going to be best for those who have oily skin? This one. This is going to be great for those who have oily and combination. For those who want more medium coverage, more natural looking, this one. If you want more full coverage, buildable coverage, definitely this one. If you are more on the dry skin, definitely the foundation stick. If you're more of a normal skin, you can use both. Congratulations. But ultimately, I think both of these are great. I like them for all occasions. I can even wear it on a regular day basis. There's high pigmentation enough to cover everything, but it still is breathable. I am so excited that I found these. I am so in love with them, and I just can't wait for you guys to try it out and see what I'm talking about. If you are into contouring, definitely check the stick foundations. I think those are going to be great to contour with. I unfortunately didn't do that just because I have so much contouring products already. I didn't want to go waste it. But for foundation, I just love the finish, especially the cream one. I do find that it has a little bit more of that smoothing factor, so you don't really have to wear a primer. Alright you guys, so that is it. If I left anything out because I'm so excited talking about it, definitely ask me in the comments below. I will answer you. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. And now I would like to announce the giveaway winner. Congratulations and thank you so much to everyone who entered.